Good morning, Tennessee Valley. Hope you're up and at 'em bright and early this morning. We're really excited about today's show. I'm Stacy Dunn.
And I'm James Dunn, her loving and wonderful and her best husband.
Best husband.
Best
yes.
husband. Your only husband, I better be right.
Yeah, you are the only husband.
And today we have a great show for you. We have some great guests. We always have great guests. All our guests are great.
We say that every time, and
that's because they are. They are
Yes,
great.
Absolutely.
And actually, it's I guess all three of them are new people in our lives. I guess. I mean, there's one that's been there a couple years, but they all have something close to us. I mean, the reason why we brought them here.
There.
Right, we have a connection there that that they're here on the show today, and it's some great information, some great talking points that's going to be here, and we almost have to have a 2-hour show because
we talked about that.
Yeah, because they all love to talk.
Yes, yes.
And so
do you.
I don't like to talk.
Oh, yes, you do.
So tell us. Don't tell them we don't like to steal the thunder.
Yes.
But tell them who we're having today.
Tell them who they are. Okay. We have Christine Sneed from Life Circle Women's Healthcare here today. We also have Sunny Adams. She's an author of a new book that she's going to tell you all about.
And we'll let her tell about it.
We'll let her tell about it. Right. I wasn't going to tell. And then we have Hurley Buff from the Cleveland Bradley Business Incubator.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, exactly. That's a mouthful.
CBBI.
Yeah,
I can say that. Yeah.
That's a lot easier.
But he's going to tell about the functionality.
You were supposed to tell.
Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit the functionalities of what the incubator is and what it brings to the community.
Right.
The benefits of it and everything. Just kind of talk about what it is and how it works and everything. And then Christine, she's going to tell us some stuff.
I thought you were going to take it again.
I know.
You can't help it. We had that discussion yesterday in the car. Simon said, Dad can't wait. He has to tell. He tells us not to tell, and he tells.
You don't tell me a secret. Because my thing is you stop gossip.
Yes.
You tell everybody everything about yourself. They can't gossip about you. They can talk about you. They can't gossip about you.
Kind of like the year that you told Simon where all his Christmas presents were hidden.
Yeah.
Because he was worried.
It's good toys that year.
Yeah, you were excited that year, huh?
He always had to buy me one of him, and him one, and me one.
That's right.
Now, David's different. I mean, David is a little different.
Right.
He likes cooking.
Right.
Likes cleaning. He's got his own little vacuum cleaner, and he goes around and he gets to the church and he's wanting to push that little mop thing around the lobby.
The little Swiffer with nothing on it, he pushes it around, right.
And he likes to go there and cook. I don't know what he makes for me every day. He brings me something to eat. And so.
In his little kitchen that he's got, yeah. He wants to be like Dad.
And Sunny is from Korea, which I'm excited about that. She just came back from Korea. I spent several years in Korea when I was in the military, and the first thing I asked her, did you bring me some kimchi?
Right.
And she gave me this big thing, you can't bring it over the border, you can't sneak it in, and I said, "There's ways."
You tried to tell her how, didn't you?
Yeah, you can. You can get it in there,
You want her to try it that way. When you go, if it works, you're going to do it, right?
I'll just eat it all there. But I love kimchi. You do too.
I do. I like it.
But she's going to talk about her life growing up and everything. I don't, like I said, I don't want to ruin it, but at the same time, I want to at least tell a little bit.
You're excited about it. Yes. I know.
And so we're going to have them on here and. Talk about that. The events. I think Christine has some events that she's going to tell us about. If not, she better hurry up and make some up.
Yes. She'll think of a few.
Because we met Christine 2 years and I want to say how many months pregnant? Was you at the beginning or middle?
No, I was about 5 months pregnant.
5 months,
when we moved here.
Oh, 2.5 years ago.
Right.
And changed her life. Changed your thinking on a lot of things.
Yeah,
and improved my thinking on many other things. Yeah. And so it's exciting to have her on there today.
Yes.
And Hurley, of course, Hurley is Hurley enough. And we're still waiting for him to show up in the studio.
He'll get here.
So you want to go ahead and get to the guest? Like I said, there's a lot of information to cover.
Good information
and we can do that. Folks, we're going to be back in a moment with our first guest and let them tell you what they're here for and everything. And we'll see you here just after these commercial breaks.
Great local sports right here on WTNB East Tennessee Television. Keep up to date on all your Walker Valley sports news Wednesdays with the Walker Valley Sports Zone. Get a behind-the-scenes look at all the local high school area football with the pregame Thursdays at 10. And it's a Friday night tradition. Football Friday, every Friday night at 11 o'clock. Right here on WTNB East Tennessee Television.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Has your disability application been denied? Are you frustrated with the administration's processing of your claim? Do you feel as though the administration simply does not understand why you cannot work? You're not alone. My name is Matthew Coleman and I'm an attorney representative. I find that many of my clients share these concerns and others. As a representative, it's my job to communicate your claim to the administration in a language that they can understand. As an attorney, it's my duty to fight for the disability benefits that you deserve. Come talk to me. The Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson, PC.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Welcome back. We're here with our first guest today. We're real excited to have Christine Sneed with us today from Life Circle Women's Healthcare. And you know, actually, when we moved to the Cleveland area, I was 5 months pregnant, and my first thing was to find a doctor. And so I got on the internet, of course, typed in, and Life Circle popped up. And I researched several, but something drew me to Life Circle. And it was so great. I made the appointment, went there, and the connection that was there. And I'm going to let Christine talk about what they offer there at Life Circle. And there's so much. You know, it's more than just seeing the doctor. There's so much more there. So Christine, tell us a little bit about Life Circle and what you do there.
Well, you mentioned the connection, and I think that's what sets us apart, is we try and have a very special connection with each and every one of our patients. And I'm the patient advocate and also the board certified lactation consultant there. And so what I do as a patient advocate is I meet you after you have your first positive pregnancy test, or in your case, move 5 months later.
I was definitely pregnant.
That's right. So I find you in my office, and what I do is I sit down and talk with you, and we try and make a connection on that very first day. And then to keep that connection going, I give you my personal cell phone number so that you can have access to me. You can call me or you can text me with any questions that you have. You have a lot of medical advice on each and every appointment, but in between your appointments, oftentimes questions come up and you feel scared or worried or have concerns, and what a new mom usually likes to do is go to Google. And she types that in and she gets on a mommy blog and she's terrified by some of the things that moms love to share. And it may not be something that's going to happen to you. And so by you just giving me a quick text or a quick phone call and talking about your specifics, then I can help you to kind of navigate that and help you to usually figure out that blog wasn't about you. And ease your fears and concerns.
See, because everything's different. I mean, because you know, you give classes also. I mean,
I
explain
do.
about classes, then I'll get into what I'm going to say about being different.
Sure, sure. I teach childbirth education classes and early parenting classes at the office, and we offer those free to all of our patients. I feel privileged to work for doctors who value your education. Right. Instead of wanting you to be a good patient who just says, yes, doctor, okay, doctor, they really want you to have some facts and to be educated so that you can ask intelligent questions to them and they can give you good medical advice. And so we offer childbirth classes. We offer a 4-week series on Tuesday evenings from 6 to 9 p.m. So we've got 3 hours, 4 weeks in a row, so 12 hours total. If that doesn't fit everyone's schedule, we have a lot of shift workers in our area, so we also offer an all-day Saturday class, and that's on the second Saturday. Yes, and I remember you guys were in there. Yes. And that's a long day. We try and really keep our energy up, but it's from 11:30 to 6, and we combine 4 weeks of information into one long day.
Yeah.
But that went quick. I mean, we went there and it went quick because there was so much information we learned, and because David being a second child, right? Because we talked about the breastfeeding and everything before that, and Stacy's like, no, and she was so dead against it. And then we sat to the classes all day, got the information you gave, all the information. It was great information. And on the way home, I said, well, what do you think about it? She says, I really like it. And it wasn't just like, the cost of saving on the formula and the bottles and this and that and having to get up in the middle of the night and do that, and warm up the microwave and everything. It was just a lot of the things that you brought, the positive side of it, the things. And we have seen a difference. I mean, in David and Simon and the connection that David and Stacy has, that Simon and I got to have, because I used to get up with Simon in the middle of the night and walk with him, and I could feed him and I could do all that, and I was jealous. I mean, I was jealous at first and felt left out because David did not want to have anything to do with me. I mean, he did, but not like David and Simon. Now it's like the opposite. Now last night I went to go to bed and he was already asleep. I went to lay down, and he rode right over my spot. He knew Dad was laying down, so that part is over. But he still has this connection with Stacy.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a bond there that we have.
But we got that from your class. All the information you gave us, it changes your mind on a lot of that.
And I love to hear that, because you're the kind of patients I love to come in that have sort of a apprehensive attitude towards breastfeeding, and by the time you get the information, because I always say knowledge is power. It's empowering. It empowers us to make wiser choices in our lives. And when we know better, we do better. And so that's what I love to do, is just educate families on the benefits of breastfeeding to yourself, to your child, and to your overall environment that we live in. You're not stocking the landfills with formula cans. So it's the green thing to do as well. Right. But the overall benefits. And I think that's important. Once you hear the benefits, then you were able to make an educated decision for yourself.
Right. Exactly. And it was, you told us the health benefits. This month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, that was one of the benefits of breastfeeding.
Absolutely.
And being a slightly older mom, it made you think a little more than when you were a lot younger. You think, but then you think about it and you say, hey, wait a minute, maybe I need to do this,
Absolutely. I was just reviewing some of the studies this morning, and 59% reduction is what some of the studies have actually proven in premenopausal breast cancer. So that's very interesting, as well as a reduction in metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, and ovarian cancer, osteoporosis, in mothers who exclusively breastfeed for 6 months of life and continue to 1 year. So amazing. How can you argue with that?
And that was the other thing that we went through, is the immune system and all that you went into, because I don't think Simon was sickly.
No,
he wasn't sickly, but
but you can see where the chances could be there.
And David, he's pretty well. He's been pretty strong.
Very healthy.
He's very healthy. And very healthy.
Yes, he's very healthy.
The boy's big.
He's an eater.
Yeah, he loves to eat. And I wonder if that's from that.
Well, we definitely
because
see
all
a difference.
The breastfeeding, you would pass those nutrients, the taste, I guess, and everything to him. His body would know that, because, I mean, even as she was pregnant, you ate a lot of fruits and vegetables and things like that. And a boy loves everything. The only thing he's turned down and spit out And he did that on the second one, was an olive, wasn't it?
Green olive, yeah. He was
green
willing
olive.
to try it a second time, and then he decided, nah, this is not for
Yeah.
me.
Must not have eaten enough green olives in your
It's not,
pregnancy.
they're so salty, that taste is a different taste,
But
so.
he was 6-7 months. I was feeding him chip dip.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He hollers dip.
Yeah, he's still a dip eater, right.
I won't say I'm advocating that.
Not
Dairy.
quite. You offer these classes there at the office, right?
Absolutely, yes. We have a breastfeeding class that's on every Tuesday evening from 6 to 9 p.m. I'm sorry, every third Tuesday evening. It's once a month it's offered, and then it's also combined into the all-day Saturday class. We have a breastfeeding 101 segment. And then the second Saturday of every month from 10 to 11, we also have a breastfeeding support group. So we bring the moms together, and not just moms who've already had babies, but I like to have moms come when they're pregnant because they hear the challenges of having a newborn, the challenges of early breastfeeding, but they also hear the solution.
Right.
And so they've formed a support network, and after they've attended maybe 5 or 6 of these groups before they have their baby, they now have a support network, they've heard challenges, they've heard solutions, and it goes a lot smoother. We find that it's a much smoother postpartum. And as you know, with having a new baby, it can be challenging, so that helps. Breastfeeding is definitely a learned art. The baby is not prepared just coming out saying, I know how to do this, and mom's not prepared. And so it really is one of those learned arts. And so the breastfeeding group and the classes really help and support with that. Something new we're proud of at Life Circle is we also have the lactation clinic.
Okay.
And the Surgeon General, the United States Surgeon General, has a breastfeeding call to action. And so Life Circle has jumped on board with that, and they really want to push for American women to breastfeed their children exclusively for 6 months of life. There was a quote in the Pediatrics magazine that said if 90% of American women would do that, the United States government would save $13 billion in health care costs for infants and women. So we're really jumping on board, and we have a lactation clinic. The nice thing is the government has now issued and mandated that insurance companies now pay for all lactation help that they get through a board-certified lactation consultant. Right. That's now covered at 100%, as well as their breast pump, which that's a concern for a lot of women who are going back to work.
Because we have bought one, and I think they range anywhere from $40-50 on up.
Absolutely.
And we bought one because I think it was a low-end one.
Right.
And it just never worked for
No.
Right.
No, I was, working from home, so it wasn't a big issue. We made it through, but
and a nice breast pump's going to run you about $320 if you're going back to work. So that's a really nice benefit that the Surgeon General has kind of put in that action plan now.
I wonder why it took them so long. I mean, it's so weird on that.
I'm with you. I don't know why so long, but the time has come, and I'm happy about that. We're going to benefit a lot of moms.
Because maybe before David we wouldn't have thought that way, but after the ICO, there were so many benefits from it. I mean, there was health benefits, the almost the I guess the just the ease of it sometimes. I mean. Sometimes, I guess, for you. For me, it was like, hey, he's hungry. He's hungry, go feed him.
Yes,
I
could
do another benefit.
I could, I used to have to get up and go, and she's like, oh, it's your turn. I have to go get the bottle and put it in the water, the microwave. And here I was like, hey, he's hungry. Feed him.
Yes. But no, and actually, I was so skeptical about doing that, and then I ended up doing that for a solid year, So I didn't even imagine. I thought, I'll do this for 3 months. That was kind of the thinking. And I ended up doing it for a year, and, it went smoothly. I was a fortunate one. I didn't have to call you.
That's true.
It went very smoothly. And, your breastfeeding class, I came to one of the classes, and actually it connected me to another. You always have programs come in, Starfish program. I learned that from one of the classes. So, it wasn't even just
resources.
There's other resources there.
We do try and do that. We try and parent with other resources in the community with our parents. There's some stay-at-home mom groups we try and partner with. Starfish Project is one of them. Erlanger Safety Team is another one that we partner with that installs our car seats and does a safety class on choking, that kind of thing. Yes. So we really do. We try and kind of co-parent with the community, and we realize it does take a village. So we're trying to be a part of that.
It's programs that I wouldn't have maybe otherwise known about. So, I thought it was really great that, you had her come and speak, and we made that connection.
Good. I'm glad
We're
it worked
still
out
in
for
that
you.
program and enjoy that program very much.
Well, we've got a few minutes left. Tell us a little bit, how we can find you, where it's at, your hours of operation, phone number, website, all that.
Absolutely. We're located at 2301 North Ocoee Street. We're right across the street from the Ocoee Middle School, and that's Life Circle Women's Healthcare. It's a great big white brick building with a glass gazebo out front. You see it with the copper roof. Can't miss us. Just come in those main doors. Our breastfeeding support group and our classes are open to the general public. You do not have to be a patient of Life Circle, as well as our lactation clinic. You do not have had to have delivered your baby with us to benefit from our lactation clinic. So please feel free to call us at 339-1400.
Okay. Email?
Yes, you can email us at contact.lifecircle@gmail.com.
Okay. And I know that you have a lot of your forms online, right?
We do, on the website at lifecirclewomenshealthcare.com.
Okay. Anything else, Stace? Got a couple minutes left?
We've got a couple minutes. You do have another program that you're involved with.
I
if you
do.
can just speak real briefly on that, because we are running out of time.
Sure. I am also on faculty with CAPA, which is the Childbirth and Postpartum Professional Association. It's an international organization that trains birth professionals. And I am going to be doing a certified lactation educator training for Skyridge Medical Center. We're going to be training some of their postpartum and nursery nurses. It's also open to the community, and some of Starfish's facilitators are also coming, and some of the WIC peer counselors will be there as well, and that's something that we're going to start offering in the Tennessee Valley. So there'll be another one coming up in January if anyone's interested in becoming a lactation educator and helping to educate new parents like yourselves. They're more than welcome to go to latchontolactationeducation.com, and they can learn more about that.
Sure.
That's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful. That is a mouthful.
Just tell us one more time before we go to commercial break is the classes. Times and dates again, real quick.
Yes, every single Tuesday evening, starting the first Tuesday of the month and running through the next 4 from 6 to 9 p.m. And then the second Saturday of the month from 10 to 11 is the breastfeeding support group, and the second Saturday of every month is the childbirth class from 11:30 to 6.
Okay. Well, Christine, we appreciate you being on the show, and we're glad to have you back because I know there's a lot more information we did not cover.
I would love to. I would love to, and I'd love to hear about your successful 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah, bring David on
She's
here.
definitely been a plus in our family. The whole doctor's office there has been great.
Well, in fact, because Dr. Mullen reminded us so much of Dr. Black, who delivered Simon, that made us more comfortable. He's like, hey, there's Dr. Black. And they know that's Dr.
Very
Mullen.
popular.
Yes.
So it's like, we're comfortable.
It was like a family atmosphere
Right.
there.
Yeah,
it's very comfortable each time we visited.
I'd love to hear that, because that's what we aim for. You are part of our family.
Very comfortable there. We enjoyed it. Well, I guess, again, we appreciate you being on the show, and
definitely.
we have to have her back, yes.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Folks, we're going to go to commercial break. We'll come back with our next guest, Sunny Adams, and she's going to tell about her new book. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a moment.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here. Doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Hello, I'm Bill Odom.
Hi, and I'm Tammy Odom.
We want to invite you to join us on Joyous Living Today for interviews, testimonies, and gospel music by special guests and Dixie Sunshine.
Right here on WTNB, Sundays at 4 p.m. and Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
Jesus, Jesus, the light of the world.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
Has your disability application been denied? Are you frustrated with the administration's processing of your claim? Do you feel as though the administration simply does not understand why you cannot work? You're not alone. My name is Matthew Coleman, and I'm an attorney representative. I find that many of my clients share these concerns and others. As a representative, it's my job to communicate your claim to the administration in a language that they can understand. As an attorney, it's my duty to fight for the disability benefits that you deserve. Come talk to me. The Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson, PC.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Welcome back. We're very excited to have Sunny Adams on the show with us today. And we met Sunny through the Starfish program. She's another parent participating in the program, and her and I got to talking, and she started telling me about her book, and I said, you've got to come on the show. We've got to talk about your book. It's very exciting. We want to welcome you today, Sunny.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about your book, the name, and so forth, and what it's about.
My book, the title is New Life, New Hope, and New Love. I came here to the States in 2000, and this book talks about how God has been helping me through my hardships in the States and in Korea. Yes. Yeah.
So give us, you were telling before the show, you talked about that, it covers, the I guess the battle that you had, growing up because the beliefs of your mom and your dad.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
My dad was a Buddhist and my mom was a strong Christian, so there was always, you can call it a spiritual battle between those two religions, So I grew up seeing all that battles as the first child. I have a brother and a younger sister who passed away in 2010, but we experienced a lot of those tragedies happen between my parents, Yeah, and this book talks about it. Yeah.
It's sort of you're talking about your life, the experiences you went through during that time. That had to be tough. A lot of people have. You get married, and there are separate religions, and they try to bring those two together. And we see that God prevailed because you are a strong Christian now yourself.
Yeah, because of my mom.
Because of your mom.
Yeah, because there was a moment that my mom wanted to give up. All three of us, but God told her specifically, she heard that audible voice that if you give up these children, I'm gonna leave you, So, my mom stayed with us through all those hard times, and I'm really grateful for that, yeah.
So the book, is it? I know it's about your life, about your story, but is it inspirational to uplifting to others? What was the point you're trying to get across to others?
I went through some depressions. When I first came to the States, I went to Lee University, and everybody thought I was the happiest girl because I was always smiling, on campus. They called me Sunny. That's why, And but when I went to my room and when I was by myself, it's like it's like I got attacked, I think that's why I went through depression. You can call it, spiritual attack, So I went through that, and I used to go to North Cleveland Church of God, and I used to go to the altar, like, every Sunday, just crying out to God, please deliver me from this, oppression and depression, because I think I was carrying that from my family, what I had to see, just what was happening within my family, So I asked God, just every Sunday, and finally after 2 years, God delivered me from that. I didn't have to struggle anymore. And later I realized that even my brother and sister had to go through the same thing. And this book also talks about it, how my sister passed away, although she was a very dedicated missionary working with Youth with a Mission for so many years, and going to Cambodia, China, Sri Lanka, doing a lot of mission work and training a lot of college students. But she still had to deal with oppression and depression, And what is really sad is that in Korea right now, the suicide rate is really high, And people, the way they end their lives, either they hang themselves, or they will jump from the tall buildings, So it's happening really, just even among Christians, it's happening, and that's one of my prayer requests, But it talks about it, this book,
Because you talked about it before the show, you talked about that your dad and your sister, your dad was trying to stop her from doing the missionary work, and that was kind of bringing her down.
Because my sister went to Ivy Leagues in Korea. She went to the top school, and my parents had, like in Korea, parents put, their pride on their children so much, emphasize on which college you go to, what kind of job you have afterwards, So since my sister went to the Ivy League in Korea, they wanted her to become successful in life, because if you become a missionary, you're not, making a lot of money, So my dad pretty much stopped her from going to that field, mission field full time, So she got sick really. The Bible talks about if your heart, desire is different from your life, you get sick, So that's what happened, and she got sick for 2 years mentally, And this book also talks about it.
So just your life experiences just, made you. I mean, basically, you had to write this book to get this all out.
I mean, my sister was the motivation.
Right.
After she passed away, I had to ask so many questions to God. Why this had to happen? Because obviously she was there, and I was here, and I didn't know exactly what she had to go through for those 2 years, and I felt so much guilt that I wasn't there for her, because she was my baby sister. She took care of me a lot. She used to send me money so that I could finish my college here at Lee. And what was I was
So you were here at Lee University. Now, did you specifically come to the States to go to Lee University?
Yes, because I went to Church of God Bible College in Korea, and then they sent me here to go to Lee.
Okay. So then from there you graduated from Lee and stayed here?
And then I went to Church of God Seminary, Theological Seminary, which is now Pentecostal Theological Seminary now.
Okay, we're Pentecostals.
Neat.
And so the book, I mean, how long did it take you to write? I mean, you had inspiration from your sister, from your life, from your background.
It took me, it's always a short book.
But it's hard to write. Even a short book. I mean,
but you can get a lot of inspiration from.
I already got so many comments from people who already read these books. People who lost their loved ones. People who went through major depression. Who went through attempts to commit suicide. who married like 5 times, or it's like those people who went through hardships. They read my book and they couldn't stop finishing it. They had to finish it once they start. So they share their hearts with me after they finish reading. That how this helped them see the life with different eyes. And it really encouraged them. In their walk with the Lord.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I see with writing that book with your sister as an inspiration, you're honoring her. I mean, you're honoring her, saying, "You know what? I did not know what you was going through, but I'm sorry." I mean, that's your way of saying you're sorry to her. I mean, I can see that. That you. That's part of
that
what
makes
it
you
is.
realize you don't know what someone. You said you had a smile on your face as a young college student. No one had any idea that when you went behind that closed door, what was going on.
And then also, my family actually, my mom, after that happening, my mom was the one who carried her to the hospital. So imagine, mother losing a child, carrying the, dead body to the hospital. So this book talks about all the details, what happened. But it was so hard to write that. But God gave me the grace to be able to write it. And my family experienced of what heaven is like, really. Until that happened to my sister, until my mom experienced heaven, we didn't think about heaven. Like, although we are Christians all our lives, a lot of people don't realize there's heaven and hell, the difference between those two, But we really experienced that after my sister passed away.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just went home about a month ago.
Yes.
And
Sorry that I didn't bring you kimchi.
I know you didn't. Yeah, I know you didn't. I guess that's the first thing I said. Did you bring any kimchi back?
Yeah.
But I mean, is that? I mean, who do you go home to visit? I mean, who's your mom, your dad? You got a brother, right?
Yes. I mean, it's a miracle that my mom and dad are still together. And when my sister was sick, my parents were separated for almost a year,
Right.
And they got back together after my sister passed away because that was her last wish for them to be, together, And my dad has cancer now, but he's still working. And can I talk a little bit about my dad's testimony too?
Yes,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there were times that my dad went through a lot of like economic crisis. As far as he had his own business, and God helped him through all those times, And he started new business in 2010 when I came here. My parents couldn't afford to send me here, but God somehow gave my dad this new idea. He didn't have a job, and he started helping these people, like older people who didn't have jobs. He started giving them jobs to deliver stuff, because in Korea, if you're older than certain age, you can use public transportation for free, So my dad started giving them jobs, and he started this business, and he's been on TV, a lot too, because of that new idea, But my dad has experienced that, at certain times of his life, and now he's questioning about afterlife. And after he lost my sister, he's questioning about salvation. He's questioning about the relationship with Christ,
Right.
And yeah, so that's my testimony too. Yeah,
Oh,
And I went to see my parents, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
How was your brother?
My brother, he was away from the Lord before my sister passed away, but now he's serving God and he's praying more, and just he's a different person now.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say, it changed when she lost her brother.
Yeah.
And I know how it is.
Yeah. And right before my sister passed away, she broke her saving to send my brother to this discipleship training in Canada so that he could be a better person,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Sonny, we're down to about a minute or two left. Tell us where can they find your book?
Okay. My book is on derekpress.com, DEREK.com, and if you have more question, you can ask these folks, you know.
Definitely, we'll
Yeah,
get them
just-
connected to you.
Yeah, just
Yes.
contact us here at the
Yeah.
studio, and we can get
Yeah.
you get them in
Yeah.
contact with
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, everyone can
Yeah.
can
Oh,
benefit from
yes,
your book.
yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, just get a hold of us here
Got
at the
some great
studio.
referrals there on the
Yeah.
back of her
Yes,
book.
and,
She's got,
Yeah, I have these two people that helped me endorse this book. You know, one of them was from Jamie Tuttle. He's the lead pastor at Dwelling Place International in Cleveland, Tennessee. But I go to Mount Zion Prayer Center.
Okay.
Yeah, at TLR Center.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
well, Sonny, we appreciate you being on the show
Yeah,
today, and
yeah.
we'll have to have you back again.
Yeah.
And especially when you write your second book.
Yes,
Yeah.
I should.
And bring some kimchi,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, folks, we've got our third and final guest coming on today. Hurley Bruff is going to be with us today, and we'll be back in just a moment after these commercial breaks.
Great local sports right here on WTNB East Tennessee Television. Keep up to date on all your Walker Valley sports news Wednesdays with the Walker Valley Sports Zone. Get a behind-the-scenes look at all the local high school area football with the pregame Thursdays at 10. And it's a Friday night tradition. Football Friday, every Friday night at 11 o'clock, right here on WTNB East Tennessee Television.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Has your disability application been denied? Are you frustrated with the administration's processing of your claim? Do you feel as though the administration simply does not understand why you cannot work? You're not alone. My name is Matthew Coleman, and I'm an attorney representative. I find that many of my clients share these concerns and others. As a representative, it's my job to communicate your claim to the administration in a language that they can understand. As an attorney, it's my duty to fight for the disability benefits that you deserve. Come talk to me. The Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson, PC.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Welcome back, Tennessee Valley. We thank you for staying tuned. We have our third guest here today, which is Hurley Buff from the CBBI, and I'll let him explain more in detail what that means and what that can do for the community and everything. Hurley, thank you for being on here this morning.
Oh, thanks for having me. Glad to be
I
here.
knew that when I asked you that being this early in the morning, that that might be a little bit of a
little bit of a
task
stretch.
to get you here this morning. Tell us about the CBBI. And
well, first of all, let's define the CBBI.
That's what I wanted you to do.
CBBI is the Cleveland Bradley Business Incubator, and the CBBI, as you put it, we also have a brand new satellite office called the Cleveland Bradley Innovation Center.
Okay, and that's not nothing, and that has nothing to do with chickens.
Not a thing.
Not a thing.
Surprisingly enough,
nobody does.
Unless there is a chicken breeder who is an incubated tenant.
And green.
And green.
And so, explain to us, what the CBBI is. I mean,
well, the incubator's mission is to provide assistance for small business. Just to put it in a nutshell, we're there to help small business is the best way to put it. When an entrepreneur has an idea, Cleveland State can become kind of a one-stop shop for resources and information. They're first going to go and speak with Dave Hudson over at the Tennessee Small Business Development Center. But once they get that business plan and their ideas formed, then they're ready to come to me. At the incubator, we give them a space to occupy to start that business in. We offer them things like very, very discounted rent, phones, internet, fax, and then there's a lot of shared services. Most anything in my office, there's not any equipment in my office that's not shared with everybody, and I want it that way. That's the way it should be. It's become, especially lately with the group that we have in there now, yourself included, it's become a very collaborative effort, and that's something that's very heartwarming to me because when I see these tenants who are gaining knowledge, gaining experience and know-how in business, not per se with their product in particular, but just in business in general, and are able to share those thoughts and ideas and tips with other tenants. It makes me very proud to see.
Right, and we enjoy it for the networking, and we have our meetings and we have the get-togethers, the Christmas parties. What was the 4th of July party we had?
Well, it's actually, it's held around the 4th of July, but it's actually the incubator's anniversary.
Okay.
We have a big anniversary barbecue every year in July. This past one was our 12th, so we'll be coming up on the 13th.
What, almost 6 months? And there's still people we haven't met. I mean, there's some people that don't show up to the meeting.
That doesn't surprise. We have anchor tenants there that have been there for quite some time that they come to me, I don't know who's in the building anymore. Well, I mean, it's constantly evolving and changing. But right now we have 38 tenants. That's the most we've ever had.
Out of 41 possible, right?
Out of 41 possible spaces, and that would be renting everything but the closets.
Right, in your office.
In my office, which, has happened, as you know.
And you sometimes think it's rented out because you go in there, there's a lot of tenants in there.
Oh, well, this is true.
It's like, you got some in there that's in there a lot.
I'll come in one morning and be asked to leave. That's what will happen. So.
Or you get moved out, or you find out that
somebody's
put a wall up.
Down the hall,
What was that show that they had like that? The guy kept getting moved around. Was it The Office or something like that? So he was like down in the broom closet. And that's
where you might find yourself.
Hey, my first office was a broom closet. It certainly wasn't a lot bigger than one.
Yeah.
But now there's benefits. I mean, there's benefits to the community, not just to the businesses being in there.
Oh, certainly. I mean, the broad reach of an incubation program in a community can't be denied. I mean, it expands the economic development of a region.
Right.
Not to mention all the jobs that are created. It's been conservatively estimated that for every dollar that a county or a city puts into the startup of a business incubation program, that they get $4.96 back in return on that money. Yeah, that's a pretty good.
In this day and time, in business, if you can double your money, you're doing good.
Well,
I mean, that's
almost five times. And that, of course, the creation of jobs alone is something that this country needs to be concerned with right now. And those programs that are out there that are already up and running, You know, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. The mechanisms for creating jobs is there.
Right.
It just needs to be utilized.
I mean, the incubator, you know, you hear the saying, you're putting all your eggs in one basket. Well, you're not doing that with
You're
one.
going back to chickens again.
Yeah, no, but the words there, the play on the words, you know, that is the fact that, you know, the incubator is not just one big corporation. It's not one big factory that's, you know, employing 400 or 500 people that if they close down today, 400 or 500 people are out of a job. This is 30, 40 businesses that's, you know, employing those types of people. That's, you know, if one happens to move on or close down or something, you've still got the other 37 companies still going.
Exactly.
And so,
exactly.
and that's what I'm saying. And there's a multitude. I mean, if you walk through there, if somebody does, you know, you walk through there, there's so many different businesses doing so many different things. I mean, you've got, Dierdorf Cameron. I mean, they're shipping stuff overseas like crazy. I mean, they just got some kind of award for that.
They're Tennessee's Exporter of the Year, which I'm very
saying
proud
a
of
lot.
that fact.
I mean, that's saying a lot.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it's a special little thrill for me every time I see one of those cameras go out the door to China. You know, it's nice to see some American-made product going overseas
China,
rather than the other way around.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're very proud of Dierdorf, the Tennessee Exporter of the Year, and they are the only remaining camera manufacturer in the United States.
And those are some nice cameras if you take a look at them and everything.
Oh, they are very nice cameras, very
nice
expensive cameras.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
can't afford one, but from what I'm given to understand, people in the photography industry
love them.
Absolutely love them.
Well, if you're exporting that many of them, and that's all of Tennessee. That's just not Cleveland. That's all of Tennessee. That was, and that's right there in the incubator. I mean, it shows you right there.
Right
what
here in Cleveland.
Because they started up, and I mean, they haven't been in business long, had they?
No, and really it was divine intervention that they wound up in business at all, because they basically bought this company piecemeal over the last 20 years. The company was started back at the turn of the last century, and it ended up being bought out by a Japanese group and moved to Athens. And the Japanese group that bought it more or less disseminated the company. They wound up getting the copyrights over here, the trademarks over here, the equipment from another place. And it was just God's work that they were able to put it all back together.
Right. And so, yeah, I'm saying, so there's big things come out of small businesses. I mean,
This is true.
And that's part of that. I mean, that's showing you in
Well,
the
it's
networking
the
and everything.
backbone of America, James. I mean,
Right.
95% of business in this country is mom and pop operations or small business. You know, you always hear about the IBMs and the AT&Ts and whatnot, but they account really for a very small part of the business community at large.
Right.
But the 5%, basically, because 95% of it are guys like us.
Yeah. And we're there somewhere in that 95%.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, I used to be myself. That's one of the things that I think qualifies me to be an incubator director, is I have owned up my own business before.
And not only that, you just become recently certified.
Yes, I did.
Not certifiable, like you said at the meeting the other night.
Well, I mean, it depends on which way you want to look at it. But yes, the National Business Incubation Association is a group that it's kind of our professional group, whatever you'd call it. Association, I guess you'd say, program, whatever. It's a nonprofit agency, but it's a place for incubator managers and directors and professionals to get together and to share ideas and whatnot. And they have a curriculum for incubator directors that after following this curriculum for a couple of years, you become a certified director. And from what I'm given to understand, there's not that many of them in the country. So I'm one of a group of like 80, I believe they said.
Wow.
That's really nice.
So we're certified or certifiable, either way. I'm both.
You're both.
Now.
Well, some of the problems you probably have to deal with sometimes. You probably
That's true.
give me my jacket, and let me be comfortable for a while.
Yeah.
But I guess tell us where it's located. I mean, right now you have no available space, correct?
Well, I know that we're going to have one office become available at the 1st of November, and at that point in time, once that one's taken, then we're
probably wait list for that though.
Well, no, right now there's not, because this was kind of unexpected. We had one tenant that needed to expand, and another tenant had to give up their business because of a health crisis. That tenant had a pretty bad stroke, so The business across the hall was able to expand into the larger office, which will leave me that office open. So that office being open is quite unexpected.
So we might have to look at expanding one of these days.
This is true. This is true.
I've expanded for several years, but
yeah, you've
the
expanded in the wrong spot.
Yeah. Right there with you. Well, we won't talk about that now, Stacy. But no, the buildings that we have bracket the Cleveland State campus. We have one on the extreme north end, which is 3505 Atkinson Drive. We have one on the extreme south end, which is 3575 Atkinson Drive. And that's where we're located.
Okay, and we know that.
Well, and someone just a college student did a synopsis on our business.
Right.
And she was talking about location was one of the highest rankings for us, and here we are. Well, in Cleveland State, and it's a great location.
It's like they say in the real estate business, location.
Yeah.
I mean, we're here not only in a prime spot as far as being able to be found at, and just about everybody knows where Cleveland State is, but we're right here on the side of I-75. We're very close to the downtown business district.
Right.
So, yeah,
and it's
it is
grown
a prime
around us
location.
too. I mean, everything seems like it's spreading around us.
Right.
This is
got
true.
The new hotel coming in. We had the Holiday Inn Express built over here. I mean, we've got so much going on and everything.
Right.
Well, Cleveland's got and Bradley County really has a thriving business community, and I hope it stays that way. We've managed to survive the economic downturns of the last few years and come out of it for the better part unscathed.
Right.
Because we're kind of in a bubble here. But I hope that our economic development continues at the pace that it's currently.
Absolutely.
But it seems to me, I mean, how many heavy businesses in the incubator have expanded the past just 6-7 months we've been there?
Oh yes,
we've had several expand, several grow. I mean, you have 1 or 2 grow out.
And that's as we had space to allow it to happen. I'm sure that there's still more there that need to expand that we haven't had the space to accommodate.
And people don't realize, I mean, like Hometown Lenders was in there. How many people were they employing?
Oh gosh, there wasn't going to be one of our Cinderella stories. Hometown Lenders was a mortgage broker group that it was really started by 2 very young men. I mean, I won't say they were fresh out of college, but they were certainly a lot closer to it than I am. But it started just the 2 of them. Now they have an office in Chattanooga, an office here in Cleveland, an office in Knoxville, and they're employing over 30 people.
And they started there.
I mean, you count them, and that's 32 jobs that didn't exist before, and they've done all this in the period of about 18 months.
Wow. See, I knew it wasn't a long time frame.
No, they have not. They've not had their 2nd anniversary with us yet.
Wow.
That's great. We're going to be there, James.
Yes.
There you are. Absolutely.
We're going to have 25 people working, or 35,
Hey, I've cranked out more than just a few millionaires in my day.
Yes.
Yeah, because there is several in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
So I'm excited about it. I mean, we love it there. I mean, we really do. I mean, there's so much benefits to it. I mean, we learn every day more and more benefits that's in the incubator that you don't know about. And
things that it's available.
And it's not just for business.
being.
I shouldn't say just not for business, but community-wise. I mean, like I said,
absolutely.
if you can start from one end to the other, there's such a wide variety or range of businesses in there that's here with services. There's counseling. There's Social Security, advocates, people that help you out with that. Print and copy and banners, machine making that we do, and video production. I mean, audio upstairs. You got. I mean, there's so much there.
There
to
is.
do.
There's a lot more to it. Than, a lot of people come at it and they see the cheap rent and the cheap services and whatnot and think, oh, wonderful. But you're really getting so much more than just an economical place to put your business. Because you're in a big apartment building, if you will, with a lot of people who are at the same point in life that you are, trying to get a business off the ground. I mean, for lack of a better way to put it, you're all there to cry on each other's shoulders during the hard times and to celebrate each other's victories when a big sale comes through or something. And the exchange of information is always going to be one of the biggest draws to business incubators.
Well, Hurley, we're out of time. I think we're into time. We do appreciate you being on the show today. We have to have you back because there's a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. But we've got to go. Folks, thank you for tuning in. We got to go, and we'll see you again next Tuesday.